Welcome back, YouTubers, to another edition of the British Fist Wrestling Rundown, where we discuss various different topics from Raw and SmackDown and big news stories of the week in wrestling. We are the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Mr. Parkin here. This guy sitting next to me is a trademark in the YWC for doing one thing, and that is...
What's up?
As well as giving very, very good opinions on wrestling.
Because that's the big thing. This is the last week you've really got to send your WhatsApp. So for the people who are waiting for the very last minute, don't. Please send them in now. We'll make this video. You'll get a shout out. And oh boy, you'll be sort of the British Fist and you'll be supporting yourself. So please do it.
Yeah, anyone can do it. Even if you're not on YouTube, send us in. We'll add it on. We're adding any clips on that we can get. So there we go. I have a question for you. How the hell did we miss the breakup of Team Rhode Scholars? I mean, for a team that we like so much, we missed the whole... We didn't even realise they broke up. Otherwise, we would have talked about it last week. I didn't even realise until this week.
I do not blame... You're not blaming us. I blame WWE for making SmackDown so horrible to watch that we don't want to watch it. So we miss things that are not on spoilers. Something as big as this, where one of the tag teams that I thought was going to last the longest out of the temporary tag teams are broken up, individual single careers now. There we go.
Yeah, I really thought they'd do a lot more with Team Rhode Scholars. I really thought they'd be the next tag champs and get the belts off Team Hell No so they can feud going into WrestleMania possibly. But you know what? The tag team was very good, but I think that the reason why they broke them up, they must have some big plans for one of the two if they broke them up like just out of the blue like this, because it was out of the blue.
I think it's a real shame they're broken up. As much as I want to support them as single wrestlers, they could have really had the tag belts in their career line. Yes, Cody Rhodes already had it, but Cody Rhodes could have helped Sandow out, get the tag titles, built him up. Yes, they deserve to be in the main event or higher up, but the tag titles is a big push for them, a big build for them, and out of the three tag teams, Team Hell No teased breakup. We've got rumours of the Sin Cara and Rey possibly going to Mania. So these tag teams could have gone on and done big things, like we predicted DX or other big things, but they've been broken up now.
And let's face it as well, it's getting to that point now where I believe those tag teams that were created by Triple H to help the tag team division go along are probably at some point along the line going to break up, and this is probably the first one. And I can't help but feel that maybe they've broken up because they're going to be in an Elimination Chamber, or they have something big lined up for one of the two. Or maybe, just maybe, they've separated them because they really want to give Cody's mustache a big singles run, because he is massively over that mustache, isn't he? I'm going to try and grow a Cody Rhodes mustache. I really am.
Good luck. Let's see how many insults fly in. Here we go with this. What I'm going to say is that they broke up. There could be a big thing, but for the point that is unrealistically going to happen, there could be like, we're trying to fool you, jumping at the last minute to grab the titles. I don't know what they're going to do, but here we are giving our thoughts, and hopefully there's big things yet to come.
They also went out on good terms, though. They didn't go on as a agreement. They went out on a nice handshake. Oh, got you again. So as we saw on Raw a couple of weeks ago, Tensei ended up being in lingerie, and he turned face. You know, at first I thought to myself, this is really stupid, turning Tensei face, but this is one of those things that sometimes it may look stupid, but people react to it. Like the whole Funkasaurus thing, it seemed stupid, but people ended up reacting to it.
The thing about this is the reason I'm reacting completely opposite way than the fans seem to have done is he came in, beat John Cena, did all these big names, beat Punk, I think. He's done all this, and all of a sudden, the WWE could not keep that going, keep him being a big hirer guy, a big dominant guy, and now he's having to go to a jokey, facey character who's really dopey and stupid, and he's going with someone else that have this big streak. I'm going to get this big show, I'm kicking your ass. Now he's a joke.
What do you reckon the tag team name
Team Hell Joke.
Team Hell Joke.
Something like that, yes.
Team Jokey Jokey.
Yes.
I will say this for Tensei. As a heel, he was doing fuck all. He was doing jobs. I mean, I know he came in very strong, but he got zero reaction. But at least now he's a face, and he's doing this. At least he's getting some kind of reaction, and you actually using Tensei for something. Because before he was just a jobber, and now at least he's something on the show now.
If these two are going to make a tag team, I'm not really going to take them seriously. They might work for some time, but I want tag teams that are big, take seriously, ones that the adult kind of fans can think, great tag team, my favourite in the now era, the now time. But they're just jokes.
Give Team Joke the tag belts, please. Another thing we forgot to address last week was the return of Jack Swagger. Let's, do you want to move on, NJ? Or?
As much as I want to move on, the thing is, he was to be taken seriously. Yes, he became World Heavyweight Champion in the past. They're going to try again. I don't really think fans are going to care, but he's going to try to make Booker T care.
And if you make the GM care, then surely that is all that matters, even though he thinks he's the general director, managing super GM of Raw. But this whole thing with Jack Swagger, again, I don't see too much in it. I imagine they're going to try and do something different with him, but to me, he just looks like the same guy. But maybe if you book him to beat a load of people, he may be a bit more credible. But right now, Jack Swagger, does anyone really care about Jack Swagger, especially after going from World Heavyweight Champion and Money in the Bank to pure jobber?
What is in line for him? What's in store for him? Maybe they brought him back. They've got an idea for him. At the moment, I think he's going to become not a big thing on SmackDown, but we'll see.
Do you remember when Kofi Kingston was the Intercontinental Champion, defeated Wade Barrett many times and got many wins and called himself the Wildcat and said he was going to go on this mean streak? And then he lost the... I look like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing there. And all of a sudden he went on a losing streak. He lost the IC title to Wade Barrett and now he's just doing job after job. And let's face it, this is the reason why Kofi Kingston will always be a mid-carder.
As much as I do believe that, the thing is, I'm a supporter of Kofi. Yes, the WWE not treating him in the way that they used to, but I'm still a supporter of him. I enjoy his matches, his movement in the ring, his stunts he sometimes pulls in big matches. But because of what's happened to him in the past and where he is now, it seems like the WWE are not going to give him the chance they once gave him before.
The issue with Kofi is his character now. He's had the same character for a long time. His mic skills and personality isn't really there, in my opinion. And it's hard to care about someone that gets IC Championship and then doesn't go further. They don't really go. They tried in 2009, but it didn't work, as we all know, because of Randy Orton. But it's hard to care about someone that gets to that level, but then never goes beyond it. It goes back down again, back to that level, back down again. It's very hard to care about someone like that, which is why Kofi Kingston, in my opinion, as much as he may entertain you and others, will never ever make it past the mid-card, and it is a real shame.
But what I will say is, boom, boom, boom!
We saw him return on Raw to take out Daniel Bryan, Sin Cara, and Rey Mysterio. We then saw him return on SmackDown to take out the Great Khali to a big pop. And also, he managed to beat Randy Orton clean in the main event to earn a spot in the Elimination Chamber. And that is none other than Mark Henry. Now, I know we briefly touched on this in the Raw review, but isn't it good to have a heel, a monster heel back that can just kick anyone's ass and isn't a fucking coward?
That's the thing with Mark Henry. I'm glad the WWE have kept him as a heel, kept him in the main event scene, and he's keeping the House of Pain reopened. They're really making Mark Henry feel important, putting him where he's always wanted to be, where he should be, beat Orton. So, and the fact he's going to the Elimination Chamber, I think there's so much going in with Mark Henry that's making me happy, the fans happy, and Mark Henry in a strong way.
There's so much you can do with Mark Henry. You can send Mark Henry after the World Heavyweight Championship with a feud against Del Rio. You could send him after Ryback. I mean, that would be a possibility. You wouldn't have Ryback going up against Mark Henry at WrestleMania in a big match against a guy who you could believe could beat a guy like Ryback. But like I said, it's just nice to see a heel back on SmackDown that isn't a coward, that just goes in the ring and kicks some damn ass. It's just good to see that, because it's different, because all the heels in WWE seem to be cowardly.
And of all the heels, I'm looking forward, especially on SmackDown, we've got a strong heel back. I'm looking forward to seeing how the WWE push him again before he got taken out the first time.
Wow, this year's Hall of Fame is looking really, really good. We had Mick Foley, Mr. Bob Backlund, we had Trish Stratus, and we thought it couldn't get any better, but we had the announcement on Raw of Bruno Sammartino in the Hall of Fame, which came as a big surprise because as far as we know, Bruno Sammartino didn't want to be included into the Hall of Fame because of all the steroids and everything and the direction that Vince McMahon took on after, Bruno Sammartino was very prevalent in the wrestling industry. But according to many sources, it's Triple H that's sorting all this out. So I'm really glad that, even though Vince McMahon obviously doesn't agree with it and them two don't really get on, I'm really glad to see that they're actually using their history here and Bruno Sammartino is now in the Hall of Fame now. It's nice that WWE go back to their history, just a guy like Sammartino who was a big part of their early years.
When you look back at all the big names, Bruno's one of the ones that was waiting so long for something big like this. Even though he said he didn't want to be in it, he's someone that fans thought would deserved it. The fact that Triple H has done all he could, probably mentioned the whole being involved
Steroids.
in the DVD stuff, you could be the backing voice in this, we're going to build you up, we're going to make you special, we're going to build you up over the next year. I really think that this has definitely made a lot of fans happy and it's put Bruno where he belongs after so many years.
Indeed, and in this year's Hall of Fame, you have two legit old-school Hall of Famers in Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino, and you have Trish Stratus and Mick Foley as well. So it is really good. I think the reason why he went in mainly was because, let's face it, they offered him a lot of money. They probably did, as we've seen on such websites as NoDQ.com. We've also got the fact that the recent drug things they're doing now, with the fact that they're not using steroids anymore, they're getting rid of the drugs in there, which is one reason why Bruno Sammartino didn't really want to go in the Hall of Fame, is because of the massive use of drugs in wrestling, which he really wasn't a massive part of. But either way, WWE are clearing up their image, and that is what Bruno Sammartino wanted to be in the Hall of Fame, and that's exactly what Triple H put to him.
So people, stay clean, and you can go into the Hall of Fame.
So not only do you get good wrestling analysis and opinions from us, but you also get a good moral message at the end of this video. We've talked about such things as the breakup of tag teams, Tensei's face turn, Swagger's and Mark Henry's return, Kofi's push really just disappearing into the mid-card, and Bruno Sammartino being a notable inductee into the Hall of Fame. Let us know what you think about these 6 topics, down in the comment section below.
And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Tune in for our future videos coming, and from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, and all you lovely people watching, please do us a massive favour, keep smiling, and as always, goodbye.